Tell me the words I've forgotten, what we were fighting for. Staring right into the darkness, through an empty open door. Can't put back what's been broken, can't change the moment we went too far. We're pulling apart for no reason. We're pulling a trigger in a useless war. And if we come back or go into the black, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? I was supposed to protect.
Oh, this is hard. Wow, it's so powerful. I honestly okay, we're gonna go back because I was so taken aback by how powerful it is that they're all like sitting listening to him sing and like seeing Chester. I wasn't listening to the lyrics well enough because I want to actually talk about what this song means outside of just thinking about, how powerful it is that he is like on this song and singing it and this music video that they've created. So let's go back. Let's start it over.
Tell me the words I've forgotten, what we were fighting for.
That's really beautiful.
Staring right into the darkness, through an empty open door. Can't put back what's been broken, can't change the moment we went too far. We're pulling apart for no reason. We're pulling a trigger in a useless war. And if we come back or go into the black, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? I was supposed.
This song is so good. Okay, so let's even just think about the lyric, the title of the song, Friendly Fire. So often, people on the same side of conflict unintentionally hurt each other. Like, that's what friendly fire is. Like, when you and your allies unintentionally hurt each other. And we often do this as humans all of the time. And a lot of times I see couples in my work, and a lot of times it's because we forget that we're on the same side. And instead of working as a team to fight against a conflict, we fight against each other, and that only deepens the conflict and deepens the pain that we are experiencing. And when we forget that we are a team fighting against a conflict, whether this is a friendship, a relationship, a parent and child relationship, and we instead fight against each other, we cause pain and we deepen wounds, and we can't go back. We can't put back what's been broken. We can't change the moment we went too far. When we said things we didn't mean, when we caused pain that we didn't intend, we can't go back. Oh gosh. Okay, let's keep going.
To protect you, no matter what's to come. Somehow forgot when they told me we hurt the ones we love. Can't put back what's been broken, can't change the moment we went too far.
This footage of Chester is killing me. Wow. That question, what are we fighting for? what are we fighting for? Like, I feel like this song is a call to come back to what you're fighting for. And often what you're actually fighting for is closeness, but conflict causes you to believe that pushing someone away and throwing, friendly fire at them will help you achieve that, will help you protect yourself, but it actually only pulls you further apart and deepens the pain that you're trying to avoid. And I feel like this song is such a beautiful call to remember that what we're, oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. Like, this in the context of losing Chester is so powerful, because it's like what we are all fighting for is actually to be together. What we are all fighting for is actually to love one another and to connect and to be close. And sometimes in the midst of conflict, we lose just how important that is. And like, even the visual of Chester in this song is like, we can't go back, right? We can't ever get back those moments. And I think this song is a reminder and a call to all of us that when we are in a place of conflict, to remember that what we are fighting for is to be close to one another. And the way that we do that actually really matters. And sometimes that requires us to take a step back and really get to the underlying root. I often say to my clients, my couples, like, when we think we're fighting about the dishes, we're not actually fighting about the dishes. And when we're fighting about the dishes, we are fighting each other. And what we really should be fighting is this conflict, this cycle that we find ourselves in that causes us more pain. I am like, okay.
Falling apart for no reason. We're pulling a trigger in a useless war. And if we come back and go into the black, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting? It's just friendly fire. Fire.
Like, at the end, they're all hugging each other. Like, that's what we're fighting for. And when we're in conflict, it's so easy for that to get lost. And so we need to take the time to do whatever we have to do two things, which is, one, remember what we're fighting for, which 99% of the time, it's actually to feel understood, to be seen, to be loved, to feel cared for, which will all lead us to a deeper connection with the person. And then we need to acknowledge how we are fighting for that. Because if we are shooting, bullets at the other person, if we are tearing them down, that is not going to bring us closer to the thing what we're fighting for, which is connection. And it's so hard in the heat of the moment to keep that at the forefront of your mind. And so that's why it's important to pause, right? But I think that when we listen to this song, it can help us. Like, when you are in a conflict with someone, I actually genuinely want you to pause and listen to this song, because it will give you perspective on that thing that you're fighting for, which is probably togetherness. And once you have that memory of like, I'm actually fighting to be closer to this person, the way that you fight will be different. It may still be true that they have wounded something within you. And I want you to also take the time to acknowledge what that is, and then actually express that instead of all the stuff that we try to express up top. Like, when we're not fighting about the dishes, we're actually, if someone is like, you never do the dishes and I do everything, that wound that's actually probably deep down there is like, I feel like you don't appreciate me, and that makes me scared that someday you might not see my worth and you might leave me. That's like what's real deep down there, right? And the other person who's like, I do them, I try, like, I did this, and this. It's that fear, like, I'm actually not good enough. And kind of the same fear. Like, I feel like I'm not good enough and I'm not doing enough, and you're going to see that and you're going to leave me, right? And so what we are really fighting for is to be together. And if we pause and if we listen to this song instead of continuing to conflict with each other, it can give us the perspective that we need to remember what we're fighting for. And it can give us the pause that we need to uncover the deep wounding that we are actually trying to express and that we actually need our partner or our friend to hear. This song just literally blew my mind. Like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful and heart-wrenching and beautiful. Like, I just like can't even imagine what it was like for Linkin Park to create this. And like, I hope it was a really healing experience for them. And I hope that it can offer you healing in your relationships. Okay. If you feel like you are often in conflict and it's really hard to gain perspective on what you're fighting for, and you feel like sometimes maybe you fight dirty and you accidentally cause unintentional harm to those you love, share in the comments below by tagging at HeartSupport, and we will encourage you. That is what we are here for. And if you like using music to shift your mindset, hit subscribe. That's what we do all day long. We recently worked our way through the whole Slipknot discography, ending with Kill Pop, which we did with our founder and the lead singer of August Burns Red, Jay Glurs. So check that out. You don't want to miss it. And also, if you like Linkin Park, I know that you probably love Bring Me the Horizon, and we just listened to Mantra and talked about how we can use it to shift our mindset. So check that one out too. Mwah! I love you. Have a good day. Subscribe.